My favorite quote from The Matrix, well, from the bold kid that was bending the spoon with his mind. When Neo saw him, he was surprised. Like, how do you do that? And the kid said, do not try to bend the spoon. That is impossible. But instead, only try to realize the truth. I try to realize the truth. It's not the spoon. It's not the spoon that bends. The truth is, there is no spoon. The truth is, the spoon doesn't exist. I think a lot of people don't realize how profound that is. It's not the spoon that's bending, it's your mind. Because the spoon doesn't exist. Let's say you're in a dream and you're trying to move your car. You insert the keys and you start your car. You put it on gear, drop the handbrake, try to drive it, but the car doesn't move. Right? The car is not moving. I should do this. Okay. The car is not moving. You try everything, the car is not moving. What the kid is saying is, don't try to move the car. That is impossible. You already believe on a subconscious level that there's a physical car that actually exists and it cannot move. What you need to do is to try to realize the real truth. The truth is, there is no car. Once you realize that there is no car, you understand that the laws can change. You can unrig the game. Because there is no game, So now you're not going to be limited by your own beliefs. One of the biggest mistakes that we make in this room is believing that things work the way that we think they work. Like you think things work the way that you think they work. If you come back home from work and there's no electricity, you think that maybe there's a problem with the transformer. There is no problem with the transformer. It was supposed to be that way. It was decided on a subconscious level that it will be that way. So the real truth is that wasn't caused by a transformer problem. It was just supposed to be like that. I remember telling you on one of the videos that I made earlier this year, I was like, if you realize that if you have a problem, okay, let me give you this simple example. Let's say your phone is not working. Where's my phone? Oh, okay. It's funny that I'm recording with my cell phone and I'm asking where's my phone. But your phone is not working. I try to switch it on, it's not working. Four out of 10 times, if your phone was working and it just stopped working, if you put it away, maybe for a while, you just keep it, then you buy another phone, or you just don't care. If you try to switch it on after some time, maybe after some few days, sometimes even after some few hours, it's gonna work. It's actually going to work. Because your phone didn't have a problem. It was decided on a subconscious level that your phone is not going to work for whatever reason, but you didn't play along. You didn't take it seriously. Like, all right, it doesn't work, put it away. Didn't you gave it zero energy. It didn't matter to you. You just started doing other things. The phone had to work. Most of the problems that we have do actually solve themselves, especially if we don't try to solve them, especially if we don't care. People who hate you, they can end up on your side if you don't take their hatred seriously, right? This is something that I learned pretty ill when I was still in high school. I found that there's this guy, he hates me. He hates everything I do. Every time something bad happens to me, he's happy. Like, what's going on? But you stop giving him attention. Like, he's a hater. He doesn't deserve my attention. 2 months later, the guy is defending you. 2 months later, the guy wants to be close to you. 2 months later, the guy is your friend. And you're like, how the heck did that happen? For that one day, the teacher said people must work in groups, and you found yourself in his group, and he likes you now. You know, huh? A girl that used to not even look at you. Like, okay, you don't take it seriously, but you were interested at first. Now she starts to like you because you are not taking that. It's like you don't believe that she doesn't like you. Like, you're not making that real, you know, because you're not even taking it seriously. You're supposed to react negatively, but you're not. You're not reacting. It's like that is not happening. It's the same as if, for an example, a kid wants your attention by doing something that you don't like. I've seen this happen a lot. You know, if you do, if a kid does something that you don't like and you react, the kid is going to continue to do that thing. Especially if your reaction is harmless. So you are reacting, but your reaction is harmless. And the kid can see that. The kid will continue to react. To do what causes you to react. But if you stop reacting, the kid does what you normally react to, and you don't react. You know, the kid decides to do it again, you don't react. The kid tries to do it again, you don't react. You get to a point where the kid gets tired. Oh, this person no longer reacts when I do this. And the kid will try to find new ways to make you react. you believing that this world is real, the laws of physics are real. That's the real prison. That's the real matrix. You make that mistake when you're dreaming. You make that mistake when you are here in this room, still dreaming, but of course, you don't realize that you're still dreaming. The rules can change for you if, on a subconscious level, you change them. What can happen is that for things to happen the way that you want them to happen, it will seem like the universe is making an excuse for it to happen the way that you want it to happen. Let me give you this example. Let's say you want to be a police officer and you are 5'7", and they say they want people who are tall. They want people who are like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So you don't qualify because you're like 5'7", 5'6". So it's impossible, right? But let's say you change that on a subconscious level. Like, no, actually, it is really possible for me to become a cop. Even if I'm 5'7". Something is going to happen that's going to change everything. Maybe you're going to come across an article that says, now, even people who are 5'7" can still be cops, but they will have to go to school for it. Or they're going to have some qualifications that you already have. And you're like, huh? How did I even know? How did I not even know that? You mean to tell me that it was like that the whole time and I didn't know? No, the rules changed. I think the world is always changing. The rules keep on changing. You know, some spiritual teachers will say you shift to parallel universe and all of that, but I don't think it's like the parallel universe that actually exists. I think they are being created in real time. Like the rules, me making this video is changing things. There are things that are going to be different today because I'm making this video. There are things that are going to be different today because you're watching this video. If you didn't watch this video, your day was going to be completely different from how it's going to be. The world is not solid. You just believe that it is because it seems solid. You just believe the story. The past does change. There are things that happened that in the future will not have happened. There are fights you had with some people that maybe ruined your relationship. If you decide not to focus on these fights anymore, you build a better relationship with that person, those fights will not have happened. It's actually, and until you remind them that you had a fight, those fights didn't happen. The problem is that you think there is a spoon. The rules can bend for you, but you have to change the rules on a subconscious level, and that is what is really difficult. Like, anything is actually possible. For you to become a basketball player, even if you're 5'6", it's possible, but you have to change the rules on a subconscious level. The rules can change. For an African artist to be the best artist in the world, it's possible, but you have to change it on the subconscious level. For an African YouTuber to be the most famous YouTuber, it's possible, but it has to be changed here. It's not about hard work. It's not about the law of attraction. It's about changing the rules by how you see reality. Like, if you can understand that there is truth exists, but not as an experience, right? Like, what you're experiencing, none of it is real, none of it is true, and that is the truth, right? So truth does exist, but nothing is really happening. It's just something that's kind of like being created in real time, and you experience it as reality, but it's not. So it can change. It doesn't have to have logic. It doesn't have to make sense. That is why this room doesn't even make sense, right? Don't be afraid to be crazy. Whenever I try to do something and I fail, there is something that I've realized that happens first before I fail. Okay, let me give you a simple example. Let's say I'm trying to gamble. I'm trying to win like 10,000 rand. If there's gonna be this pain, this desperation that's caused by desperation, that's caused by helplessness, like this resistance, I ain't gonna win. Okay, let me give you this simple example. When I bought this car, before I bought this car, in May this year, I tried to buy this car. I was desperate. I was actually desperate. It would have been much easier for me to buy the car in May because I had some money saved up. So I had like enough money to pay at least half, right? But somehow I got rejected. I'm like, what the? I felt it. I felt this feeling that I'm telling you about. When I reapplied, there was zero hope, zero pressure. That feeling was completely gone. I was just applying. I can't even explain to you why I was applying, but like I told you that when I was applying, it was because I was I was mad at someone who told me that, oh, you used to want to do this, now you're not even serious, blah 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 blah. So it wasn't even about getting the car. I didn't think I was gonna get it. It was about proving a point that I failed and I'm gonna keep on failing. And then boom, the next day I get a call. Your application has been approved. Huh? What the hell? There was shock. I was not even like, wow. I was shocked. Like, what do you mean? Are you sure? Yeah, Mr. Balo, your application has been approved. All you need to do is to come and actually get your car at the garage. You gotta be kidding me. That's not That's why it took time for me. I've never even celebrated, never felt real. It's other people be like, oh, that your car is very beautiful. And your car is super beautiful, because it is. It's a very beautiful car. But there's never been that moment to like celebrate, or to be like, I finally got it. You know what I'm saying? That feeling was in there. That feeling of resistance, that feeling of desperation was not there. What you realize is that it's much easier for you to get what you don't want than to get what you want. Because when you try to get what you want, that feeling that prevents you from getting it is there. It's like you believe the spoon exists, right? You believe that it's serious. You believe that you don't deserve it. That feeling is what's blocking your blessings. I'm going to use the word blessings, even though none of you are religious. It's much easier for you to get what you don't want, or something that you wanted but that you don't think about anymore. It's much easier for you to get something after you've given up wanting it. And if you really want it, like if you really want something, even if you have everything it takes to get it, your chance of you getting it are lower than if you don't want it anymore, and you don't like really deserve it anymore. I learned this in high school, or like because what was really important to us when we were growing up was getting girls when we were still teenagers. So you want a girl, right? She gives you a response that makes you think she will never ever like you. I remember, I think when I was a teenager, I don't know, I think I was ugly. I mean, now I look better, right? People make fun of my teeth. I remember there's this girl that made fun of my teeth, bro. She laughed at my teeth because I wanted her. She laughed, pointing at my teeth. I don't qualify whatsoever. And I believed. And my feelings for her were turned off immediately. Like, I had zero feelings for this chick. Since that, like, from that point forward, until this other day, she comes to my class. She starts staring at me. I'm like, why is she staring at me? What the heck is going on here? Right? I'm talking to my guys. I don't think even for a second that she's interested, right? She's staring at me. Okay. I used to sell sweets. I remember this other day I went to her class selling sweets. It's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to buy sweets just from anyone. I want to buy from him. Like, what? Okay, this is weird. So now I'm cool. Now this chick likes me now. This guy is going. It was like a few months later. She bought the sweets, and he used to come to my class with her friends to buy sweets. During recess, we'll go out together. Now we're working together. Now we close. I'm like, what the hell is going on? There was this app called Mixit. You know, in South Africa, like we used it a lot. Actually, it was WhatsApp before WhatsApp, and I still think that it's better than WhatsApp. Like, it was so it was fun, bro. Like, to be on Mixit, like something about it, you know. Okay, she added me on Mixit. Back then, when we were still in high school, there would be a book of numbers that you can add on your Mixit. It was crazy. Sometimes you would buy that book of numbers that you can add. Like, you chat with strangers, you know, you find that it like they are in your school, but you don't know who it is. So you just have to figure out while chatting with them. So she found my contact. I don't know how. She texts me. We start talking, and I was like, okay, let me ask you a question. I was like, what if I said you should become my girlfriend? What would you say? She'll say, I'll say. Oh, I said, what if I said I love you? What would you say? She said, I would say I love you too, baby. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it does. It's because all of the things that she said didn't even exist, right? Her feelings towards me back then, they weren't real. She reacted to who I was at the time, or to what I allowed on a subconscious level, or to what was true to me on a subconscious level. That's it. That's all that she reacted to. So I'm busy avoiding her, thinking she's not interested, even when she's showing real interest. Well, the truth is that she was interested because I changed. Maybe it's because I didn't want her anymore, because I didn't. Even when we started dating, the interest wasn't like the same anymore. It's like that, you know. And when I think back, all the girls that I got, especially when I was in high school, were the girls I didn't think I was gonna get, and I wasn't like that feeling was not there. It was like, yeah, I'm not getting this chick, but let me text her, see, and then she's interested. I'm like, what the hell? So the things that I've got, I got them when they didn't look. I got them when I still wanted them, but I didn't care anymore. You know, it's when I got these things, when I stopped caring. That feeling of resistance was in there. That feeling of desperation was in there. That feeling of I don't deserve it was not there. You know what it's like? It's like, okay, I know that for me to get water, it's possible there won't be resistance. Yeah, right? If I want more water, I can just go and get water. There is no resistance. My heart is not going to beat fast because I want to go and get water. I know I'm going to get water, right? That feeling is not there. So it must be like that when you want something. There must be no feeling of resistance. Like, it's like you don't care. I remember we had this when I was growing up. We had a DVD player that sometimes would work, sometimes it would not work. You put a CD and it will load forever. Sometimes it will take hours for you know. So what I used to do is I would close my eyes, would put the CD, and I'll be like this, pretend as if I don't care. And the reason why I would do that is because I noticed that usually when I close my eyes, pretend like I don't care, it actually does work. Like when I open my eyes, it will be working. Then if I'm watching the whole thing, watching it load, it's like me watching it, I'm actually causing it not to start playing somehow, you know? This reminds me of the double slit experiment. Like the observer changes the properties of the observed, basically. So I must not observe at all. I must only try to work on what's going on within. I used to do that too when I'm chatting with a girl. Like, okay, I like this girl, blah, 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 and then I'll close my eyes. And I'll try to work on what's going on. I know it's crazy. I'll try to work on what's going on internally, and then I'll open the message and it'll be good. Like she will have said something good. It's our minds, bro. It's what's happening on a subconscious level. It's what you gotta work on. I can't tell you how to do that, but what I can tell you is that don't be desperate for anything. Don't try too hard. Don't think that it's about hard work. It's about you trying too hard. Some things will come to you without you even trying. You'll be surprised. It's not even about trying too hard, you know. In fact, if there's something that you tried very hard to get, don't even think about it anymore. Think about other things. It probably come to you. You'll be surprised. It's just that when you wanted it, that feeling was there. If you wanted to become a millionaire and you were desperate and you were close and you're like, I'm going to become a millionaire. For real, I'm going to become a millionaire. But that feeling was there and you didn't become a millionaire. Your millions are still there. But that feeling has to go away. Your millions are going to come back. Especially when you don't even like think about them like, oh, like especially if that doesn't even matter to you. You find that your millions find its way to you. Yeah, huh? It's not the spoon that bends, it's only your mind. Everything that is happening in the mind. There's nothing that physically exists. I know that people, don't believe that, but I've done a lot of work, on this. It does make complete sense. Once you understand it, it will make a lot of sense to you, It's not something that you can like prove it to another person. It's just you just have to understand it. Once you understand it, there's no going back. You'll get it that there's nothing that physically exists. It's just not something that can be explained to someone, right? So yeah, I think Einstein said if you can't explain something, it means that you don't really understand. It's not even that. There's just some things that are just not explainable. It's like trying to explain seeing to someone who's been blind their whole lives, right? In fact, that maybe when they dream, they don't even see anything in their dreams, right? They don't understand what it is to see. How do you explain it? Or try to explain color. Like, what is brown? At least you can explain black. But you can't even explain black, bro. Like, what is black? You just say it's nothingness. But if you say nothingness, maybe someone will be thinking about whiteness, infinite whiteness. Like, they don't understand what black is, what red is. You know what I'm saying? If they've never seen red in their life. So it's like that, But once you realize it, you can never unrealize it. You'll know that everything is happening in the mind. Everything is happening within consciousness. So that will mean that even though things are rigged, they can be unrigged. That's a word, right? You have to change things on a subconscious level. It's not about what is happening. Like what religious people will say is that things are happening spiritually first before they happen physically. So to change things, to win, you have to win on a spiritual level, not on a physical level. That's when you truly win. The war is won here. There are people who know these things, who have done enough experiments, and who are using this magic to control the rest of us. Keep us in a state of desperation where we are unable to create what we want or to experience what we want. Because that feeling that I'm telling you about is there. Do not try to bend the spoon. I remember when I first watched that scene. I replayed it many times because of how profound it is. Do not try to bend the spoon, but instead only try to realize the truth. The truth is, there is no spoon to bend. Once you realize that you realize that it's not the spoon that bends, it is your own mind. But if you are so invested in this reality being real, the magic won't happen. If you believe in the background story, the magic won't happen. One of the deepest philosophical questions is, if a tree falls without no one to witness it, does it really make a sound? I think the answer is simple. It doesn't. Like, stop believing in the background story. Forget the background story. If you find a tree that has fallen, it has never really fallen. It's always been like that, just changed. Like those, it never fell. It was standing and now it's down, but it didn't fall. There was no one to witness that, so it didn't fall. You are only witnessing what was created on a subconscious level. So you didn't see it fall, it didn't fall. It will be like if you I remember when we were young, we used to read these books, like where they would be telling us a story. You open the next page, there's a tree that is standing. The next page, the tree is down, but it didn't fall, right? But your own mind is gonna like fill the gap. It actually did fall, right? That's what you're gonna tell yourself. That's what you tell yourself also when it comes to the story of life itself, right? But no, it didn't fall. It didn't make any sound because it didn't even fall. If you try to win via gambling, try to win money. Let's say you bet some numbers, 8, 9, and 11. If you check whether you've won a lot or not today, you might not win if that feeling is there. So let's say you don't check today, you check tomorrow, but the feeling is not there, you might win. Like, reality is not fixed, it's changing. So your own subconscious will create a reality where you've won because that resistance is not there anymore. So it's no longer blocking your blessings. You see? It's called, I think, let's call it faith. Maybe that's when we'll talk about the importance of faith. Not in a religious sense. You know, I would say faith is you thinking something is going to be what you want them to be, even when it doesn't seem that way, even when the evidence is against you. Because what I think this reality does is it will show you all the evidence why you can't get what you want, why you can't have what you want, or why things can't happen the way that you want them to happen. It will show you all the evidence why, so that that thing will exist, you know, so that you block your own blessings. That resistance will be there, right? And then it doesn't happen. You should actually have faith. The more reality tests you, that's when you must have faith. That's when you're like, oh, it means it's about to happen. It's about to, you know what it's like? It's like, when they say what goes up comes down, or like, when you're going uphill, you know, you're gonna go downhill, right? It's like that. So when you're seeing like all the evidence that something is not gonna go your way, you're going to fail, that's when you must actually become happy. That's when you must, get rid of that feeling. that makes you think that you can't have it. It can't go your way. That's when you must fight that feeling. And you'll see the magic happen. I remember when I was still a kid, I only had one ball. I got two now, but when I was a kid, I had one. I want to show you that what I'm telling you is real. I was sick. My mother took me to a clinic. I think I had flu. They gave me medication for flu, but she also asked them to check if I still have one ball because she knew I had one. But I was a bit older. Maybe I was 8. So she couldn't check herself. When I checked, they found out that I still have one. And it's true, I had one. I even told her before they even checked. In fact, they asked if I have 2 or 1 ball. I said I have 1. So they check. Okay, I have 1. On our way home, we walked back home. It was far, but it was like 2001. We didn't mind walking, There was no money for there was no transport at the time, really, man. So yeah, we just walked. I remember I could see it in her face. When you're still young, you're still a kid, you can see it if your parent not okay. And it hurt me, right? I knew exactly what the problem was, and I mentioned it. It's the one ball thing. And she said, I asked her what it means. She said, it means you're not gonna have kids. At the time, I still thought of wanted kids, but that resistance was not there. Somehow there was a part of me that believed I had 2. Like there was no resistance, and I wanted to prove to her that I had 2. Still, even though they found 1, even though I've never had 2, I've always had 1. We got home. She told my dad. When he told my dad was like, no, he has 2. She's like, what are you talking about? They checked. And he asked me, do you have 1 or 2? I said, I have 1. I've always had 1, but there was no resistance. And he was like, no, you have 2. And I actually felt that I had 2 when he said it. I was like, okay. Then he went to check and I had 2. And from that day forward, I had 2. There's never, because what they say is that sometimes it disappears and come back. Why has it not disappeared since that day? It's always been 2 since that day. It was 2. Like this kind of miracles do happen to me, a lot of times, like and I think this is the method that pastors use, and that's why people believe miracles are real. Like if you truly believe in some, let's just say you're a Christian and you really believe that Jesus did something for you, and your pastor knows how to convince you. That's why they shout a lot. You are letting go of that resistance within, that desperation, that feeling of I don't have. You're letting it go. So now you can get your blessings. That was the only thing that was blocking your blessings, right? So what the pastor has to do is to kill that thing. He has to speak in a way that convinces you to get rid of that feeling. So once that feeling is gone, now you can get what you want. The world doesn't work the way that we think it does, Things ain't what they seem. It's actually a mind game. That's what it is. That's what reality is. Like, stop making what you don't want to be true be true. We're told that when we die, our brain releases DMT. DMT is found and the frogs that produce 5-MeO DMT. When people smoke DMT, they start to hallucinate. Some of them will meet what they call the machine elves, but they report similar things, when they have a psychedelic experience from DMT. And we're told that when you're about to die, your own brain releases DMT. Well, my theory is that reality is created from your mind. DMT is just, it's more like an excuse, like it's just an appearance that makes you think that it's what's causing these hallucinations, but really is the mind itself. And that has always been the truth. It's when you die, you start to hallucinate more. So you find yourself in another reality. When you're sleeping, same thing. The mistake that you're making is that you believe in your own hallucinations. Because of that, you're causing this resistance within. It'll be like if I was hallucinating and I saw a monster standing in front of the car. The monster is not real. But let's say I believe the monster was real. I told myself that the monster was real. Do you think the monster will disappear? Do you think the monster would disappear? Or the monster will just stand there? Or the monster will try to come and attack me? Because I'm making him real. I'm giving him power. I'm the one who's saying you're real. But if the monster stood there and I looked at him, no resistance within, no fear, I don't care, he will disappear. Things are only real when you pay attention to them. Think about your toes and feel what your toes are feeling. Were you feeling what your toes are feeling before I told you to? Listen to your own body. Is there pain somewhere? Were you feeling that pain before I told you to pay attention to your own body and see if there's pain somewhere? Is there a sound? It's coming from outside. Were you hearing this sound before I... Why weren't you hearing it before I asked you if there was a sound? Why didn't you hear the sound that you're hearing now? I mean, your ears are open. You should be hearing the sound, but somehow you ain't. You're the one who gives this realm power. Did you notice this thing this thing, where is it? This thing. What about the shade here? Did you notice it? Yeah, the one who gives power to this realm, to things that are happening in this realm. If you can reach a state where when something happens, you feel nothing. You're a god. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens, you feel nothing. Zero. Not physically, I mean emotionally. Like you feel nothing. You don't feel fear, excitement. That resistance is not there. That desperate desire is not there. It's just nothing. Things are happening and you're feeling nothing. Yeah. That's when you truly become powerful. But I'm not saying feel nothing. I'm saying when what you don't want happens, try to feel nothing. When you don't believe that you're going to make it or things are going to happen your own way, try to get rid of the resistance within. You rather not care. So even if you want things to happen a certain way, you just decide to not care. Because you can decide to not care. A lot of people don't know that. Like they don't know that the things that they care about, they decided to care about these things. Like you can decide to not care for real and actually not care. It's actually a decision to care. You've decided to care and now you care. You can decide not to care and you will stop caring. Like I don't care. Oh, someone is gossiping about me and was my best friend. I don't care. But you can also decide to care. You're like, my best friend, the person that I helped, and they're gossiping about me. Wow, people are awful. You can never trust anyone in this world, and you start to care and care. But you could be like, I really don't care. Like, you gossip, so what? Sometimes that's what I tell myself, and I find out that I really don't care. Like when I hear someone gossip, and I start to care, but I'll be like, why should I care? Like seriously, why should I care? What have they done to me physically that will make me care? They spoke about me, and the fools that they were talking to believed them, and that's it. Why should I care? If there were intelligent people who were present, they would not have believed, And also, I'm realizing how fake they are, meaning that I can't trust them. So that's actually a positive thing. So why should I have a problem with it? They just expose themselves. And you find out I end up not even thinking about it. I end up not even mattering, And you find out the same people who gossip treat you like a king next time when they see you because you've won. You didn't give in to feeling negative emotions because of these people, Every time you win a medal game, you benefit. That's another thing you must realize. That's exactly what happens once you win the game here. Once reality try to test you, but you win. You don't allow your mind to bend, or you allow your mind to bend because that's what you want. Good, you're winning. So you will be rewarded. That thing that's blocking your blessings will be gone. It will just disappear. It's crazy how things work in this reality, or whatever you want to call it. There is magic. Like anything is possible. The things that we have not achieved yet, we have not achieved these things because on a subconscious level we still believe it's impossible. But we will achieve these things. Teleportation, telekinesis, all these things. There was a time when we believed that artificial intelligence was like impossible. You watch the Matrix and you're like, there's no way we can get there. But now looking at what AI can do, you're like, what the hell? Like things that are impossible are happening. Things that would, like, if I told someone in 1985 that things are going to be the way that they are, like you'll be recording stuff on your phone, you'll be able to text someone who's in America on your phone, like it will be very difficult for them to believe that there will be like you will be able to type a prompt, like you can type like a prompt and it creates a video of exactly what you typed. Like you can literally tell AI what video to create and it create that video. You tell it that I want a video of Jake Paul wearing a wedding gown, uh, walking around the streets asking for candy while floating in the air, and that's gonna happen. And it's gonna seem real. They will be like, get out of here. Be like, yeah, I can create a video of you talking and it's gonna seem real. It's gonna seem like it's you. Like people won't see that it's not you. In 10 seconds. On a subconscious level, we accepted that that is possible, so it is. Whatever we accept is possible is what we're gonna see. We're gonna see the evidence of what we believe on a subconscious level, and it's gonna continue to be like that. All you need to do is realize that there was no spoon. There is no reality. There is no money. There are no cars. There are no cell phones. There is no internet. There are no planes. The moon doesn't exist. The sun doesn't exist. The earth doesn't exist. The trees. It's only your mind that exists. And it can create anything from nothing. But whatever it creates will never exist because it's only it that exists. It's only the mind that can exist. So whatever it creates will never actually exist. As strange as it may sound. That's how reality works. Most of us live our lives trying to bend the spoon. And we become frustrated when things are not making sense. And we're so used to trying to bend the spoon without realizing that magic happens in our minds. What's impossible happens in our mind. And if really there's nothing impossible in our minds, then there is nothing impossible. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for all the likes, for all the comments. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you.